Yes, Sirski, we are back again. Welcome back to the What in the Metaverse podcast. I am King of Power, my gracious host. Jay Cluster is right beside me on the opposite side today. Hold on, watch this. Weeps, look at that. So quickly, we fixed it. There we go. Jay Cluster, and we have one of our great friends, one of our homies. Scott is in the building once again. First time returning guest from WAGMI Games, here to talk to us about all the amazing things that have going on. So we're ready to get it started, man. What's up, Scott?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Chilling.
My wasn't centered. Nobody told me. I was
Nah.
all the way over here.
I feel like I'm a little shifted left too, so maybe I just was like we was just there. You know what I mean? We was locked in. Cluster is too. Now you're the only one in the middle.
That's good. I like
shift back. Got a little WTM Oreo going on right here. All right. So a lot of stuff going on, man. If you guys don't know, Scott is one of the founders of WAGMI Games, very vocal about his company, very out there, very in touch with his community, very hands-on with everything. I mean, if you haven't seen him around, you're not really in the space. I'm just going to say that because this guy's everywhere, man. So like, it's a pleasure to have him back on. And yeah, man, I'm going to stop running my jips.
I appreciate
just digging
that.
up my man.
It's a very nice, warm welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's been an intense 2 years, and I feel like everything is finally starting to really pop off. Gameplay is looking amazing. The art's looking amazing. The characters, the stories coming together. We're able to finally talk about all of our PR. You know, I've told you guys for so long, like, something big is coming. You know, we're doing all this big shit, and you guys are probably like, yeah, we've heard that from every other studio in Web3 said something big is coming. And then we're like, boom, OpenSea partnership. And then boom, world's first reality TV show about crypto. And there's more booms coming, like good booms.
Yeah, killing it, bro. You guys are killing it. And I want to say, too, that OpenSea page is one of the sexiest ones I've seen. If you guys haven't checked out the OpenSea page for WAGMI Games and the founders mint coming out, I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's whip it out, man.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Web3 Gamer? Appreciate that. He wants more booms. No, we should change it to pows, like in Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah. It's like that. All right, let's get this thing up.
Seen this man eat another man's penis? Yeah, but it was in international waters. It was okay.
Gotta love it. All right, let's get this page up.
Oh, it's Icy. I didn't know that was your handle. What's up, dude?
Yeah, that's their actually that's their podcast as well. They have one as well.
Oh, he's coming in straight from Kick. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the main one though. Hold on. I'm gonna go from the Twitter and get to it. Just easier. You guys actually have a few pages up there. All right, so let's see. Boom. And then we're going to the founders page.
On mobile too.
Oh yeah. I have to check it out on mobile. I honestly barely use OpenSea on mobile. I'm a little skeptical when it comes to using my phone and Web3 stuff, man.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, here's the page. First off, like, this is sexy, super sexy. All right, we could get into that too. Like, for the people who don't know, last time Scott kind of talked about this. He brought in some really, really well-known graphic artists. You want to kind of like give a little brief overview about that again?
Yeah, I would be happy to. So, as you guys know, our core team consists of a lot of guys that have 25 years plus experience. Yeah, that's actually a really good photo with the Alien Emperor. Right, let's go to that real quick. So our chief operating officer, his name is Brent Pease. He was the general manager over at EA for quite some time. In fact, he was a co-founder of Industrial Toys with Alex Seropian, who was the co-founder of Halo and Bungie. And EA bought Industrial Toys, and then that's how Brent became the general manager. And he had like 160 employees that he managed. Anyways, fast forward to March, Brent joined our core team as our chief operating officer. And of course, that also means that he brought his Rolodex of his connections and people he knows in the space. And he reached out to this company called GadgetBot. And GadgetBot is a AAA graphic studio, known worldwide. They only work on the best. Like, they do Transformers 4, Pacific Rim, Alita Battle Angel, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Black Ops, Borderlands 2. I mean, to have little old WAGMI Games, who's just starting out in that roster now. Hopefully, once we make it, right, we'll be on the homepage of their website, and then in the future, people will be like, "Yeah, we got the same company that did WAGMI Games' assets." cool. We'll get there eventually. But anyway, so we actually reached out to them and we had a few meetings. Brett was able to get us some meetings and they fell in love with our characters and our game and our story. And because our CGO Lewis, he's created this entire universe. Like all the characters have deep, deep backstories from a novel that Lewis has been writing for quite some time. And our first comic book that's on OpenSea, Nephi Wars, that's just the first, volume and many volumes that are coming. And we can talk more about that. But they took our 12 main characters, our 6 aliens and 6 humans, and just dug into the lore of the characters and brought all that to life. And what you're seeing right here is the original character on the left. And then the character in the middle, I think was like sketch 3 or 4. This was a 2-month process rebuilding all the characters. And then obviously on the right, you got the homie over there looking like he's about to.
Yeah, bro. I need one of those. He's like Stone Cold Stunner. You were just like grab, you just boom.
I mean, dude, like look at his hands on the right. You can see his fingers. He has all
like
of his fingers, but they're like claws, right?
Yeah, so he can like grab like 2 different people at once. Oh my,
So, and he actually doesn't have a mouth. It looks like he has a mouth, but he actually has a neck mouth. You guys want to see?
Yeah.
I'll show
Let's
you guys.
see that. I'll drop mine for a sec when you get yours up.
So if you go to the WAGMI Games YouTube channel, I actually did introductions for every character, and I showed the progression from starting at day 1 and then going all the way to the end. So here, check this out. Just so if you guys haven't seen those videos yet, you'll think this is really cool. So this was the first round of sketches that GadgetBot gave us. And you can see elements from both of these characters in the final version, right? And so we went from there to here, and then we started experimenting with the mouth. We're like, he has telekinesis, right? So he can speak without opening his mouth.
Yeah.
So like, well, what if we give him like an alien mouth that opens on his neck? And
crazy.
And then you'll notice here, he only has 2 eyes. And we really liked in the original design that he had 4 eyeballs. So we started bringing those back. And you can see even like the armor starting to change, right?
Yeah.
And they gave him, because he doesn't have a mouth, they gave him like this mask. We experimented with that, but we decided like we didn't really like it. He looks cooler like this, and his mouth actually looking like it's supposed to be there, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go with different teeth because we thought this might be too scary for some kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like he looks like a Leviathan from Supernatural at that point.
For sure.
which was the idea. Exactly what I said to GadgetBot. And what's great is at GadgetBot, these guys, they're super nerds like I am. So I'm giving them all these anime references and movie references, and like they knew everything I was talking about. It was so fun.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of like Leviathan mixed with like Trigon, Raven's dad on DC Comics with the eyes.
Actually, yep. That was the inspiration for the eyes.
Yeah,
because the original character had the eyes like that, and I was like, no, we got to keep it like Raven's dad because it just looks like because the Alien Emperor is one of the most powerful beings in the WAGMI universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it just gives that god-like look when you have 4 eyes. You just expect it like Trigon.
Yeah.
But then from here, we went to the final variation, which is,
holy.
Yeah, and you can see how he's kind of moving. So you're going to see in the Founders Pack mint, all of the legendary cards are going to have this movement. The background's going to have this movement as well. It's gonna be just an absolutely beautiful collection. I have the individual cards here too. If you guys want to see a couple of those, here,
for sure, man.
Let me pull a couple.
Drop it on us, Scott.
What?
Welcome.
Drop it on us.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's sexy, dude. This dude to give Thanos a run for his money. I'm not gonna lie, man. Think he might cook him up.
Well, and what's interesting is we really wanted to make sure that he looked big. right? Because the original Alien Emperor is cool, but he doesn't look like he's, I don't know, 8 feet tall, right? This guy
Yeah.
looks like he's massive.
Mhm.
And the human emperor also looks like he's massive. So we needed that to be conveyed through like their style of how they look, because the other characters aren't as big. Like, these are our biggest characters. Like, you have Melkros. Like, you can tell, yeah, she's probably normal size.
Yeah.
General Figure, he's pretty buff, but still like
I
normal
like him.
size.
That's probably one of my favorites right now. Next
Yeah,
to
so General Figure, you can tell he has like I'm gonna show you guys some funny shit with him. We're really leaning into the Latino community with our IP, because
yeah.
our CGO Lewis, who created the story, is Mexican, and he always felt growing up that there wasn't really any Mexican superheroes that were really cool.
100%.
And so we really pushed Lewis to dig in and create, Figure, because Figure is basically him,
It's like
to
Mr.
bring out,
Aztec.
to bring out as much as that Aztec Mayan armor as he could. But this character was actually the hardest character to do,
I can
because
imagine.
he originally looked like this, right? Like just standard,
Oh, wow, that's a big
character.
change.
And
sure.
we said, okay, now that we're working with GadgetBot, let's figure it out. And so this was the first variation,
Ooh.
right?
Let's figure it out.
Yes, you got that?
Love
But
it.
like, we started changing things, and like every time they came back with a sketch, like he just wasn't looking right. And then this is my favorite. He looks like one of those dinosaurs from Jurassic Park that spit the acid. Because we're like, how do you take like an ancient Mayan civilization and then bring that to future tech armor? And so at this point, we're like, okay, Lewis, like, go on YouTube and just find whatever you can to really bring out that ancient, Aztec Mayan armor. And then, this is where we came back with. And we're like, okay, now we're starting to go in a better direction.
Yeah.
And then once, I don't know how they do it, but I guess that's why they're some of the best in the world. How do you go from this drawing to this drawing, right? Like,
wow. Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah. They were literally like, okay, do you guys like this look? We're like, yes. And then 2 weeks later, okay, how do you like this one?
The armor is so elaborate. I love all the designs on there. There's so much like teeny attention to detail on each, like the graves, on the boots, on the knee pads. Everything just looks so super cool. That's
that's
fish,
fire. That's fire.
It's super cool, man.
This fish apparently is supposed to represent the little town that Lewis was born in, because it was a fishing community.
I love Easter eggs like that. Oh,
Yeah.
I love Easter eggs like that. When you get to see stuff and it's just like, yo, this is like where that came from, and you can actually like put something to it. It's so cool. I love this.
When I was doing my my video, I was getting all the images ready, and then like this is the sketch 9, and then this is the final sketch, and you can see things were punched in. But I asked the guys, I'm like, dude, is Figure the only character that doesn't have a W? Every character, or the heroes, all have W's for WAGMI.
Yeah.
And then Costas was like, no, dude, it's on his arm. So see right here where it's a V?
Yeah.
They changed it to the W
right
here.
Oh, nice.
That's fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, I couldn't find it. I just couldn't find it.
And it's got that aesthetic of like, because you know me, I'm a big comic book head. We all know, super like, but when it comes to those like mythical kind of heroes, right? They always kind of have the traditional like what are they called? Crap, I can't think of it right now. Wonder Woman wears them, Aquaman wears them, so it like fits in the gauntlets. The things on their arms, right? The gauntlets, and it fits right into that like realm. Like you could sit this right beside any of those other ones and be like, yeah, he fits into this real mythical hero look and feel. Like, I honestly, if I seen a comic book with this on the cover, like when you drop his comic book, I'm like, I need one. With his covers, I'm getting all of them, to be honest.
I actually, when I was at NFT NYC, I linked up with these guys. They have a company called Adult Fantasy. They actually did the first Web3 Comic-Con in August. And a lot of these guys, they worked at Marvel for like the last 10 years. The guy who I became friends with, Todd, he worked side by side with Stan Lee. In fact, he has a poster way back on his shelf because he's like me, he has all of his, collections and things. And he has a picture way behind him. And it was our first time having a video call. And I recognized who it was. I'm like, dude, you got a photo of Stan Lee behind you, like way back there.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, you're literally the first person to not ask if that's my grandfather. Right?
It's crazy. Like, you guys haven't watched Marvel movies? This random old guy that's in everyone. Like, that's the reason.
Well, it's so far away that maybe because I'm like one of those people where like you probably King Apollo, right?
Yeah.
I just pick shit out,
Mhm.
So we're hiring an animation studio to do a treatment on one of our characters. I can't reveal which studio it is yet, but let's just say I know all of you have seen their shit.
Ooh.
Like I know for a fact you guys have seen their stuff. And we're in our first meeting with them and we're talking about the anime and the characters and all the things we want to do. And one of the guys in the meeting, Sean, he had his background was all his collectibles. And I'm looking at I'm just looking at all this stuff. Mind you, it's this big, right? In the back.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and I'm like, dude, I know exactly what character that dude has on his wall. I'm going to show you real quick. You guys think it's hilarious. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Yes. So I collected everything for Ninja
The
Turtles.
Howard? No, it's Ninja Turtle one. That's the
No, this is like his name is Ace Duck. And so all I could see was the jacket in the yellow, like open chest, and the blue pants is literally this big. And so he goes, do you guys have any questions for us? I said, yeah, I have one question for you, Sean. And I shared my screen. I'm like, is this on your wall back there? And he smiled ear to ear. He was like, yeah.
That's looking crazy.
That's like, dude, like when you're building a game, you need to be in it, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to be in the culture. And it's been so fun to just fully dive in and immerse ourselves in this culture. And now my wife makes fun of me. She goes, all that useless information that you've had for the past, 39 years of your life is all coming in hand. All that data collection of video games and anime and cartoons. And,
1000%.
now I'm cool, right? Before I was just, I wouldn't say loser, but like, it was just like people like, oh, you watch anime? Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's now just became cool.
Yeah.
Everybody loves anime now. Crunchyroll came out and all this stuff, but all of us anime nerds from back in the 90s and stuff got cracked on. So
dude,
Demon Slayer was big for that. I think that helped recently.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Demon Slayer was huge, but it's a lot of I think Naruto helped out a lot too, because like a lot of the younger generation, that's like nowadays their start is that it's like, oh yeah, Naruto started Naruto and stuff. Like we were DBZ, like it was like Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop, all the Toonami stuff. But yeah, man, it's a great one. I would say is you guys picked the perfect category because it's niche, but it's not niche because it's so big. It's so much that goes on in this. So you guys can tap into collectibles. You can tap into comic books. You can tap into the actual game and stuff. So it's literally like, you're like hitting everything on the head. It's like bing, 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 bing. We can do everything. And it's like you guys are executing to the T, right?
Appreciate that.
So like
we're trying to really lead as more of a transmedia entertainment company, not just a gaming franchise, because if you really think about the IP that has been around for so long, like they hit every nail. They have action figures, they have a cartoon, they have a comic, they have a game.
1000%.
So how do you
want to see an anime?
Yeah, it's like how do you really make a big splash in the mobile gaming market unless you're already an established IP and then you make a game, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, you say Dragon Ball Z. The only reason I play Dokkan Battle on my phone is because I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan.
Exactly.
If I would, that game is so big. and takes up so much time that if it was just a random characters, I would never play. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, you need the
How's the
connection.
gameplay on that? Is it fun?
Oh, Scott loves it. He's
Oh
always
no,
posting
dude! I have
about it.
a whole YouTube channel like dedicated to it.
Yeah, I watch that too. I like that content that you do. Scott,
It's
yo,
fun.
yo,
Well,
you
and
kill it
also,
too.
I'm bringing a lot of those elements into WAGMI.
Yeah.
So, when we start doing the Nephilim characters, where you can take a human and an alien and sacrifice them to make a Nephilim, or even the Founders Pack, that's going to be a mint where you take those packs and you're opening them to see what you get, because not every pack is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Some people might get only 2 legendaries. Some people might get 10. A few people are going to open a pack and get all 32 cards as a legendary.
That so bad.
Yeah.
And what is the actual mint price for the Founders Packs?
Yeah, so right now, I gave you guys the link, I believe, for 30% off for you and your community. So that's gonna end. I think it's gonna end on Tuesday night and it's like $200, and you're basically paying $6.50 a card at that point because it's 32 cards. Yeah, well, that's not the link directly to the mint. Here, let me give you the actual.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's if you guys want to check out the page that we were looking at. It's got a lot of good information on it. Like I said, they did a lot of good work on this page. I was going through it, really highly excited to see it.
And then that way you can drop it
Cool.
in.
All right, chat. So if you want your 30% off, here you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent discount.
Yeah, that's a nice discount. Thank you so much for that, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, so it's gonna be a double deflationary collection where there's gonna be 10,000 packs on OpenSea, and every time a pack is opened, it gets burned. Yeah. So trying to really bring back that nostalgia of when you're a kid and you're opening up packs of cards, whether it's Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or Marvel Universe or Spider-Man, right? Whatever you're collecting. Because I remember opening those packs, like looking for the hologram, like literally just throwing all the other cards away, trying to see if I got a hologram or a shiny or a clear, right?
1,000%. I'm like literally, nope, open the next one.
That was me. I was like, oh, this card's cool because of this, and this card's cool because of this, and I like this card.
You appreciated every card, dude.
I did.
But you I would get so many doubles.
Like, when I was collecting Pokemon cards, I'd be like, oh man, Diglett, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to throw those across the room. Those are like Gambit practice, like from X-Men, just throw it across the room every time I get a Diglett.
As long as it's the exclusive variation of Diglett, we're cool. Well, so what's really cool about, the cards being NFTs is the goal, obviously, is you want to get as many legendaries as possible because that's going to be the flex, right? And moving forward, as the game gets more popular, if you're running, Founders Edition cards, I mean, you can have the regular in-game cards that you get for free be like this is a level 8 Malcros Founders Edition. A level 8 regular in-game card is the same power, but it's not the prestige, it's not the flex. It's like not having the shiny, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is a limited collection that is only going to be done for this mint coming on next week. So I always think about it like a year from now when maybe we have 1 million players, right? Shit, even if we only have 100,000 players, even if we only have 50,000 players, there's not going to be 50,000 of these Founders cards floating around. There's only going to be that set amount. There's only 10,000 packs.
Yeah.
And what's cool is even if you don't get a legendary variant of the cards, let's say you get, one of our rares or one of our epics, you can still go in the game and collect 5 rares and then burn those to create an epic, and then get 5 epics and burn those to create a legendary.
Okay, so my question was going to be, if I use a combination of Founders and non-Founders cards, will it still present as a Founder, or will it get reverted to?
So you'll only be able to combine Founders cards with Founders cards, just like right now you can only combine beta cards with beta cards.
Okay.
And so,
Gotcha.
and because we're going to be doing seasons, that's what makes it fun and collectible.
Mhm.
And that way in the future, because we're like sci-fi, we can do all sorts of things, right? Like in the future sometime, maybe we can be like, hey, for the next, week, we're going to do this event, and we invented this machine that if you take your whatever card you want to level it up, whether it's a founders or a season 1 or a beta, for
Yeah.
a limited time, you can use, current season cards. So we can do fun stuff like that in the future. And if I'm being honest, like, it's in our best interest to do fun stuff like that, because like as a gamer, you never want to feel like you're missing out,
For sure.
right? And so by basically having gamers that stream and that do this stuff, being part of the core team, myself included, these are the things we think about moving forward to make the collections fun. But for the Founders collection, it's only going to be Founders cards, just because that's the whole point of the collection, to make it this very special, exclusive thing for our OG players.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting because a lot of people, when they talk about NFTs, they just talk about like, oh, you can make money, right? We don't care as gamers about making money. We care about playing a fun game. And so if I'm in the Discord or the Telegram, and all I care about is I want to have a legendary Melcros card, and I have doubles of everything else that I don't need, I can just trade with you, right? Like, I don't have to necessarily just put them for sale and then buy somebody else's. Like, hey, anybody want to trade a Human Emperor for Melcros? Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Great. So there's going to be a lot of that happening too. And you're going to see that on the marketplaces. And that's when I think that things are going to start getting more exciting, as more gamers start to realize that games exist where it's not just about, hey, I can earn these cards and sell them. It's like, well, I can earn these cards and trade them with my friends or other people in the community in the Discord.
Yep. And that's where sorry, go ahead.
Well,
what were you gonna say?
It still facilitates an exchange of value, but the value that you put on that card is subjective, right? You could really like Melcros, and so you want to trade something, even like technically that might be worth more money, but you just really want a Melcros and you haven't been able to get one yet, so you're willing to trade someone like a better card, or technically a more valuable card, but the value you place on it is different than someone else, right?
Oh yeah. Sure. And then what happens, once all the packs are minted and everyone's burning, right? Maybe it's hard to find a rare version of that card, and so it's worth more than the legend. Maybe there's a bunch of legendaries for sale because some people just want to flip, right? But I need a rare. I already have a legendary. I need the rare one, because some people are going to want to complete sets of the cards. So if my favorite card is the Alien Emperor, which it is, maybe I want a legendary rare and an epic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I do stuff like that on Top Shot. I only collect Magic cards and players that I like. Like, I'm not out there trying to collect everything like those guys. Like, oh, I gotta have a top 100 collection. Like, nah, I care about what I care about. And the fact that you guys are offering trade systems in that is really good, because I feel like a lot of these companies don't offer that. And what they do is they place themselves in communities where that is the norm, right? So if you look at any type of TCG games or anything like that, a norm for any TCG is being able to trade cards on a marketplace or IRL in person, right? So when you remove that aspect from the game and don't allow people to do that, and the only way they can do it is by making a purchase where you make 5%, the people look at the company a little weird. Like, sometimes I'm like, well, if this is a TCG, why aren't you allowed in trading? Or
it happens a lot in these like private marketplaces, right? They're like, well, you can only sell and buy, and it's like, why can't I trade? And
that was my problem with Mythical.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there.
Did that
hot take
every time.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys remember, on the last Battle Royale that I did a giveaway.
Yeah.
Right, and I was giving away some of the epic cards. And because we're on Immutable, like, I can literally just send it to you.
Yeah. And then that's like GU was on Immutable. I love that. I just couldn't get into it. It was a little bit too much pay to win for me. But GU had the opportunity for you to just trade cards over to people at zero to no cost to you. And that's what TCGs are about.
Yeah.
And that's where anything
Totally.
sports games, all of that's about. Like you have Madden Ultimate Team, and those dudes are up there able to trade on marketplaces and stuff like that. And then you come to Web3 side and you have marketplaces, but they're not able to actually just make trades. You have to actually sell these items, and then the company gets a kickback. So it's like that kind of like throws me off. If it's not in the actual space, I feel like, okay, maybe it might be a place for that. But if it's in a space where trading is the norm, right? I feel like that should be an option, man. And I'm glad you guys did that.
So you guys know, when you log into WAGMI for the first time, a custodial wallet is created for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go and claim it. And it's actually an L2 wallet. And then once you claim that wallet, and it literally takes 5 minutes to do. You guys have the PDF in that Google Drive, and we did a post on Discord, right? If anybody has any questions about that, just DM me. I'll walk you through it. But anyways, once you claim that wallet, you can just go to Rarible and literally, okay, I'm going to send you, this common WAGMI troops. I just click transfer. I click how I want to do it. And then I literally put your wallet address here, and then it sends in 2 seconds. And it's free. There's no money. There's zero gas because it's
amazing.
On a And that's what I did for the contest, is literally went and minted, a couple epics and rares. And I actually can change. Because when we mint them, I can mint whenever I want. I can mint whenever level I want. As, obviously as a founder. So when we're doing our streams, it's so cool that I can be like, okay, I'm going to give away, this legendary alien human emperor to anybody who wants it. And then boom, it's there. It's in your wallet as soon as you win it.
And that too, another thing I'll say about that is it really helps out the content creators who have stuff that they want to give away. I hate having to reach out like, hey, could you guys move this from my account to somebody else's account? Like, it's a lot. I also don't want to put it up for $1 and get it sniped away from somebody else.
Totally. The dollar.
Yeah, like we can literally, like, let's say you guys were going to stream today and you wanted to give stuff away. I could literally just mint a few things, send them to your wallet, and they're already there. And then you can do exactly what I just did on stream. And you'd be like, okay, here's the winner. Just, DM me your wallet address. They DM it to you. Boom. It's in there. It's in there right away. Yeah. Cutting out the middleman is something that I understand, being a creator myself for the last 13 years. So that's why I think we all get along so well, honestly.
Yeah. We say it all the time. I don't like working. And nothing against the companies I don't, but it's like I don't like working with companies who don't have content creators on their staff high up, or somebody who has been a content creator, understands content creators, because it's like it's a underrated respect. I'll say that. And when you get in there and it's like they don't understand what you have to go through, what you've been through, how long it takes to get to this point, how much time and effort of not getting anything it takes to get to this point, and then they try to undersell you, right? Or make you undersell yourself. So it's definitely a beautiful thing to see other people trying to turn the tide and get in there and get actual people who understand the people that help push these games. Because at the end of the day, without content creators, it's going to be really hard nowadays for a game to get far. Because the content creators push the tide. They push what games are popular, all of that stuff. Big content creators fall off a game, that could lose a huge crowd. I mean, we've seen it with Nick Merckx and Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tatman with Call of Duty. Those guys all have massive audiences, right? And those guys
Dr. Disrespect deleted Call of Duty on stream.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, deleting this game. See you later.
Yeah, and I'm a Doc fan. I'm a huge Doc fan. I've been in Doc's community for a very long time. Back when he was doing YouTube stuff, before he was streaming, he was just doing commentary over videos. And those guys are hard body for him. So it's like, if he's like, yo, I'm done, a lot of them are going to be like, well, we're not playing it either because Doc's not playing it. So it's good to have that person up there just be like, yo, listen, we understand these people actually have influence. So we should treat them as such, because you don't want a content creator getting on and blasting you. And then other content creators coming up there and they're like, all right, well, we don't want these companies screwing any other content creators off like that. So we're going to help get this out there that these companies not doing good business. So,
I mean, you still need to do your traditional marketing, but if you got armies of people streaming your game, that's the best marketing you could ever ask for.
100%.
Like, I think the last Call of Duty commercial I saw was 10 years ago when Jonah Hill was doing it. with I think it was I forget who he was with, but like it was a funny type video, right? Where he was a noob, and then towards the end he was a pro, and then there was somebody else who was a noob that he was kind of showing the ropes to.
Yeah.
But again, when's the last time you guys saw a commercial for a video game like that? I don't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Diablo 3 did a lot of traditional marketing pushes, like posters and commercials and things like that, but they were an anomaly because of how highly anticipated the game had been for so many years, right? Like,
yeah.
I bet GTA will have to do like one commercial and everyone will just lose their shit.
I mean, they got one leak, and everybody went crazy. It was like they dropped one leak of the game. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" But I
saw a post from Stash, and he was like, "Do you think $150 is too much?" And some people were like, "Yeah, it's way too much money." I was like, "Bro, if this game really cost as much as they say it costs to make, I would pay $150 all day." I mean, shit, I paid almost $300 for this special edition Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like, yeah, of course, to the average person, it's an expensive game to buy.
$150 game is expensive, but
it's also like, well, they've been building like a game like GTA. You understand why it costs $150.
Yeah.
Versus,
it's just gotta work.
If Call of Duty came out and they're like, "Hey, our next Call of Duty game costs $150," nobody would buy it. Like,
Tank.
Yeah, see you later. You guys can't even fix. You guys are more worried about me saying bad words and fixing all the cheating here.
And it's just a bunch of copy pasta every single year. The new Call of Duty comes out. It's like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
And
I lost all my shit that I bought in the last season.
That one got me, man. That new thing with Call of Duty, bro. And they're like, they're swapping. The first time they did it to us, they were like, "Oh, but you can still kind of use that stuff over here, but you can't use it over here." It was like, "All right, well, we can still access it." And I was like, "Man, start over again. We don't care about all the money you spent." And that's just like my even more confirmation of like when y'all say like Web3 games is scams, and you're like, "Oh, this stuff is scams and stuff." Well, you never owned that, and they took it back from you. So
I bought a bunch of skins on the last Warzone. I bought. I talked about it quite a few spaces recently. I bought the Scream mask. I bought Rambo. I bought John McClane. The new version, I haven't bought anything. Because I'm like, dude, I literally spent $80 on skins. I can't even use them now. I'm all set.
Yeah, I spent probably over $500 on skins in Call of Duty. So, yeah. Since Warzone Season 2, I think it was, I got in.
Now you'll spend $500 on WAGMI Games Founders Packs.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be much more precious to you.
For sure. 100%.
Well, man, I'm just thinking of like, because so getting back to the Mint, man, founders, people who own Genesis Mint right now, they can get discount. People who are one of the select few sort of partnered communities, they get the 30% off. And then if you own 10 million WAGMI, I own 5 million WAGMI right now. So I was chapped about that because I was like, I could have maybe got the 20% discount. But yeah, so there's a 20% discount. But say like I can't decide what I'd want to do. If I get 2 packs, keep 1 pack and open it, and then hold 1 pack. Open both.
Unopened packs are always worth more than open packs.
Well, here's the thing, right? So the collection is deflationary. I'm sure it'll never go to zero because you'll have people that will buy packs and want to hold them forever, right? Or some people just might lose that wallet because that shit happens too. And it's just like it never gets opened. If you have a Genesis NFT, you're not going to get a pack for free, but you're going to get airdropped all 32 cards. Because we can't expand the collection on OpenSea for the Genesis holders, but we can airdrop there's going to be 3,022 airdrops, to each Genesis NFT, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And every pack that you buy, like I said, it counts as a raffle ticket for some of the prizes we're giving away. We're doing I think $60,000 or $70,000 in prizes between WAGMI Games token. We're going to be giving away Genesis NFTs, Nephi Wars comics, and then that statue I was showing you guys earlier. If you want, I can pull it up and show.
Yeah, let's take a look at it on stream.
Yeah. So this is actually really cool. This one of our guys, Bruce, he hooked me up with this company called 3D Houdini, and this is like the final stage before they're gonna come in and do all the detailing, because these guys have a 3D printer that can print full color. So this thing will print on demand and be fully colorized, fully detailed, and then
Dang.
shipped out. And it functions as a it's called a CAD token, but it's basically an NFT. And so we're gonna have 1,000 of these to give away as prizes as well in the raffle. So you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning one of these, and they're gonna be numbered. So there'll be 1 of 1,000, 2 of 1,000, 3 of 1,000. And if you look at the base, you see how it says Emperor Melektos, right?
Yeah.
So this spot right here is where the number will be. So it'll say 1 of 1,000 right here. And it's pretty cool. You can see on the sides, like right here it says 3D. That's the 3D Houdini. That's the WAGMI symbol. On the
Oh,
back,
yeah.
it says WAGMI Founders Edition, right?
It's a lot of detail in there, man.
These guys are insane what they can build.
Yeah, and I see the W on the shoulder as well.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Like kind of like the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on the suit from the TV show that I wore, it lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, Scott has a suit like this that he wears. You did NFT NYC and something else too, right? Was it Comic-Con or something?
No, we went to NFT NYC and then all the TV show, which here I'll pull this up.
Yeah, we should get that.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Let's talk about that, man. Big moves on a reality TV show as well. Like,
Yeah, share this video real quick.
boom. All right. You got sound
There's
going?
no
Yep.
sound, but
Is it? All
we
right.
did a whole
Oh, that's actually really dope.
It's like a whole montage.
Yeah.
that was our introduction.
That's fire, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man. I love to see like when the gaming companies actually take that time and make these good visuals, because people appreciate that stuff, man. Like you said, you don't see many gaming commercials and stuff like that anymore like we used to. I used to love to see those. Like, I still love seeing trailers like for movies coming out. Like, I really get hyped. That builds that anticipation and it really helps out with people like wanting to get to that certain goal of knowing like when something's coming out, and it like help build that. So cool. A lot of people have just like lost that touch with their community, and it's like, dude, like build that up, like make them want to come out and play the game, like show them that you care as much about the game as they do, and you'll forever have them. So
Yeah.
Well, one of my, I don't know if fear is the right word, but like, concerns with our franchise was making sure we didn't come across as, hey, we're doing a mint, and then we're doing another mint, and then we're doing it. Like, so many projects just keep doing mints, but like there's not delivering on anything, not delivering on the game, not delivering on using those assets, right? I feel like, every mint that we've done so far has had a very specific purpose, and we try to bring as much utility as possible, right? So for the Genesis NFTs, for example, like a lot of there's always more utility being added to those. And some of that utility now is coming to fruition, which is getting a free founders pack. I mean, literally people have bought Genesis NFTs last March, so they could play the beta. That was part of the utility as well, right? But literally bought, and then they got whitelisted for every other mint that we did, including the comic book. But a big part of that was also you're going to get this free founders pack that has all of the characters. And most games, they don't make it that far down their roadmap, right? To give away that free thing that you were promised when you minted this NFT a year ago. So to finally be at the point to where we're like, here is the free thing we said we were going to give you. It feels great to be able to deliver that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Amazing execution.
Dude, this is my favorite photo.
Yeah, it's dope, dude. So let's get into it, man. The next crypto gem. I'm sorry, what the heck? Maybe I need to work out. See, I see Scott. I start thinking about working out, man. The next crypto gem and WAGMI Games, man. How did this come about? Like, I know you guys were excited. This is a huge deal.
Dude, we've had to keep this under wraps for so long. I mean, we filmed in March, but I mean, I've known about the show since before November. And I talk a lot in spaces about my approach to, networking and just, growing social media. And I always talk about like, dude, check your DMs, keep your DMs open. And like a lot of people will just, if they get DM'd, they'll click on the profile and they'll be like, "Oh, this guy has like 100 followers." Next, and just like delete, not even
Right.
engage.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, my entire career for the last 13 years on social media, I've expanded my network so much just because I like to talk to people. And obviously, you got to know when to weed out the junk, right? There are people who will probably try to take advantage of you or scam you or catfish you, right? Of course.
100%.
All
But
sorts of things. Yeah.
the executive producer on the show, his name is Jet. He reached out to me on Twitter, and he was actually in my spam folder. This was before the blue check shit was actually working. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm going to be doing a reality TV show about crypto. We're kind of in the beginning process of it right now. A couple of our Telegram members said that we should reach out to you because you have a pretty big following." He didn't even know I had a game. People just knew me for having a big following online and that I was into crypto. And so I was like, "Yeah, dude, that sounds awesome." I was like, "Is it okay if I submit my project?" And then we started chatting, and I told him about WAGMI. And I said, "Well, how much time do I have to submit a video for auditions?" And he goes, "You probably have a good 3 or 4 months." And so I waited until I think January to make the video because I wanted to make sure we had the game trailer out, the cinematic trailer,
Yeah.
and then the comic books were launched in December. And did you guys watch my audition video that we posted?
Nah, where is
Maybe not.
is it on your Twitter?
Yeah, we posted on our Twitter, about a week before the show started because we're like, "I hope we make it," right?
See if we can
Oh, wait,
find
I
it.
think I
Is it
did
this one
watch
right
that.
here?
Let me see.
Hold on, my bad. I have to actually change the screen again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no worries.
I think it's this one.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
I mean, I actually have it, I think, right here. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. If you could pull it up, we could definitely check that out. But yeah, it seems like also too, just like listening to you, really, really strategic with like the way you go about things and how you roll things out and being meticulous on like what should come first and what supplements what. It seems like you guys are like really on it. It's like you're playing chess right now here, dude.
Trying
You're
to.
playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys can't hear,
Oh, you can hear it.
right?
Can you? Oh nah. If
Yeah,
you can do it with sound. So if you when you share it, it has an option to share with audio. It's at the bottom.
Does it?
Yeah, also share tab with audio. It's all the way at the bottom under. It's a little clicker. If you click that, it should do it. Sometimes it's a
So
little
I was
funky.
trying to use Restream the other day,
Yeah.
and I'm doing. Oh, you have to share the entire screen when you share. Oh, or the tab. Okay, when you
Yeah.
click on
Share the
share
tab.
window, it doesn't let you.
It doesn't? That's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, just
I
try
was
the
getting pissed
tab.
'cause
Yeah.
I set up Restream with the WAGMI YouTube because I was gonna do a live like viewing party, which
Yeah.
that was a mess. But I couldn't share the audio because every time you share window, it doesn't do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
So you
guys
have
just
to do the
actually made my
tab.
day right now.
Yeah, if you need any help with
now
Restream,
we
dude,
know.
I'll run this. Yeah, I'll run
Yeah,
this.
dude.
I'll run this like the back of my hand now. So
All right, so
set me up.
we'll play this.
All right, here we go. Let's full screen this for you guys.
We thought we had peace.
You can tell how old this is too, because when you
We
see
had
me
been
speaking,
so
you
much.
don't even have as many collectibles behind me.
Yeah. And isn't that the old?
Carnage from the past
Yeah. This is the cinematic trailer.
was unimaginable.
Yeah, that was the old.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm
Bigger.
Scott Herman, co-founder and director of talent acquisitions for WAGMI Games, and I have here for you the next crypto gem. Now, some of you may know me from my stint back in 2009 on MTV's The Real World Brooklyn, or maybe you've seen me teach fitness on my YouTube channel with over 3 million subscribers worldwide. But what I'm here to present to you today is this gem right here, WAGMI Games. We are set to be the first mobile tower defense game that you can download in both the iOS and Google Play Store as early as March, where you can not only download and start playing the game immediately, no crypto wallet needed, but you'll be able to purchase the in-game NFTs with fiat. Now, we didn't get to this point because we were the fastest team to build a game. We got to this point because we had to be innovative every step of the way. Bottlenecks, pain points, everything keeping the masses from going from Web 2 to Web 3, we've addressed those issues, and that's why we're going to be the first game to really hit that mass adoption and scale like you've never seen before in the Web3 space. And aside from having a fun mobile game, we also have come out with our own lore. That's right, we own all the IP. Anybody can go to GameStop right now, where we launched our first comic book, Nephi Wars. Click it, open it, and read it, and learn the story of WAGMI Defense. We also have a 4K cinematic trailer that you guys can watch that was debuted by GameStop as well. And over the course of the last few weeks, because we are in beta, we've already been live battling on YouTube, and people absolutely love the game. So you want the next crypto gem? Well, guess what? You're watching it right now.
I love how you like fade in with the WAGMI song and everything.
So I'll tell you something about that in a second. Look at that. Look at those cheeks. He must work out.
And them squats.
He hitting the gym. So what's interesting about that video, and you know, there's this saying that things happen for a reason, right?
Mhm.
So I did all of the talking with me like showing all the tabs and stuff. And I that was like a one take, right? I had all the tabs set up on Chrome. And then I'm like, the video's missing something. And I'm like, oh, maybe if I take the trailer and I overlay it and do that, it just, I didn't even plan it, but it just happened to be at that point where she blows the shit up and it says, we're all going to make it.
Yeah.
Like it just went like that. It was so cool.
Nice.
I was like, this is the sign from God that this is meant to be.
Yeah, when it lines up perfect, when the drop just hits right on
Yeah.
time, it's like, yep, it was meant to be.
Well,
So I have a question about the song. Where did it come from? Like,
yeah, so my buddy Noah, he actually lives in this town. I met him at my gym, and then we became pretty good friends because he plays Call of Duty. He runs around with a riot shield and like blades or nunchucks.
Oh, I hate those guys. Oh my.
Dude, but he's like
Go back none the
He's-
kendo sticks. Oh.
he's so good though, and it's funny because the first game he played with me and my boys, we like to snipe like on buildings. So we're literally downing people, and then he's just running up like, "Pra, pra, pra," and so we're just like wrecking. But anyway, so that's how we became friends. And he's a very talented artist. He has such a beautiful voice, and he has a lot of great songs. And he actually did the song for the anime treatment that's coming out too. We had him do like a Wu-Tang rap style for one of our characters. So you'll be seeing that. But yeah, his name is Noah LaSalle. Very talented guy. We've had him on a few of our Twitter spaces before. And I'm really like, he's so good at writing that I hope as WAGMI continues to grow and blow up, that I can actually like help him get more gigs writing content for games, songs for games.
If you need any more talent too, I do dabble a little in the music realm.
Oh, well, I mean, we're going to be putting music in the game. So if you have stuff, like send it my way, because we want to make it so that as you're playing, you know, if you want to listen to a different genre or you want to switch up the battle music, you should be able to do those things.
100%. You kind of tailor your gaming experience with that. I mean, because we do it with like Spotify and stuff, but if it's like in game and the music's good, because it's a lot of in-game music. I know a lot of games have like a soundtrack of like 30, and I'm like, I like 3 songs on here, bro.
Yeah.
And that's bad. So that's the one thing is that song was good.
You know which game had the best soundtrack at least I think, is NHL Hits 2002, because it was all Korn, Limp Bizkit, Stained,
EA
right?
kills
Like
it.
it
EA
was
kills it.
just
I literally was just talking about that.
yeah. You'll play that game. I mean, it's fun as hell, but you'll play that game just for the music.
Oh yeah, like I said, EA and 2K, they do the best at every year getting a great soundtrack together that by like the fourth day you're playing the game, because it's just like all of them go through and you just love them. I was literally, me and my brother and my uncle were playing Madden yesterday. I was streaming it and we're all singing the songs. I was like, see, bro, that's how you know they got fire soundtracks.
Yeah.
Every time the song come on, we're singing them, and he's like, yeah, bro, they're all stuck in my head already. So. It's always good. That's always a plus. I'm a huge music head. I love music. I've been doing music since I was 12. So
I mean, you might even be like, oh, I'm gonna play WAGMI because I can listen to the song I like while I battle.
Facts.
Like, literally, again though, but like if you're not a business building a game that understands the ethos of gamers, you wouldn't even have that thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's why a lot of games don't care to put music. I mean, before Warzone turned to shit, I love just jumping in a vehicle, listening to my 80s song soundtracks.
Facts.
Like Rick Astley. Like,
Yeah.
I have a video I posted. This guy killed me. I came back from Gulag. I dove in, landed on a helicopter. I tossed C4 on it, got in, and I chased him. He's in a car. I chased him down. I swear, I have the video. I can prove this. I threw the helicopter. Bro, it landed on top of the truck, and then I blew the C4, and he exploded, and I could hear him like, what the fuck? He's screaming.
Yeah.
It was the best, probably the best vehicle kill of all time. I would be even, pushed to say that, because who throws a helicopter on a moving vehicle and then blows it up with C4? This guy right here.
Yeah. What soundtrack was, what track was jumping when you jumped out?
Never gonna pick me up. Never gonna let you down.
He's just jumping out like,
yeah. Like, you about to get Rick Astley, bitch. Let's go.
I just want to say, guys, just take a quick second and just say, like, thank you everyone who's being here. We got people in the chat.
Facts.
Yeah,
chiming in all over
really
the place.
Really appreciate that comment.
WAGMI's coming out.
You what?
They said the WAGMI community's coming out.
Yeah, Nick Mayer's here. What's up, bro?
And Sublight, who else? I know in his YouTube it's the WAGMI. It's the WAGMI guys and gals.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, make sure you guys like the video. I liked it myself.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're trying to grow things over here. Yeah, we working on it, bro. We were figuring out a little bit of organization to this to make things run a little smoother for us, because as you know, me and Cluster do have a lot going on with our own personal stuff. So but we did put a lot of things in place. We hired an editor.
No, you guys
we hired
doing great, man.
a thumbnail editor. We hired a few people. We're starting to add to the staff to kind of get the ball rolling.
Bro, I remember the day that my fitness channel went from 9 to 10, and I'm like, I'm in fucking double digits. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, it's a grind, and it's it's respect, man. And I try to tell people, I'm like, I don't care how many subscribers someone has. I care how passionate they are about making the content.
Yeah.
Because the subscribers will come.
For sure. And then this niche is hard anyways. I mean, the algorithm literally is like anti-NFT Web3. So it's literally like we're fighting against no help from the actual platform. It's like literally we have to grind everything out. And that's kind of like when we got to the point where we're like, okay, let's execute this a little differently. Let's look at this from a different aspect, because we don't have the help from YouTube. We don't have the help from traditional people who are used to banking and regular games and things of that sort. So we got to kind of like do a little bit of extra and put in the extra time and sweat and maybe put a few dollars up to help everything look better.
Is going to be what King of Pile is really saying is that in the next like 6 months, what in the metaverse is going to be kind of following WAGMI's footsteps and kicking into high gear. And
well, hey man, anytime I can come back on here and drive our community, and we can talk about exciting news that comes out, right? Like you guys can be like one of the official podcasts that gets their hands in first.
We got, hey, just hit us up, man. You're always welcome.
10 founders packs, though. That's the deal.
All right, I'll make sure.
Jeez, at this point, I think I'll probably get a Genesis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send Cluster some money to help him out.
Well, we'll do and then we can plan like once all this stuff is out, and also I think what's gonna happen is I'm pretty sure in October, once you can open the packs and put the cards in the game, I
Yeah.
think the beta is gonna open up even more. And so when we're doing these streams, we can actually be like, hey, come play the beta. You can download it, right? Right now it's closed beta.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
So we're purposely not trying to bring in like thousands of people. I think we have about 600 people right now in the game in the closed beta by design, right? Because we're still doing a lot of balancing and changing a few things. But I think once October hits, that's when we're also bringing in a lot of the different features. Like you'll be able to actually add friends, message each other, battle each other with friend codes.
Nice.
All of the screens are being updated. Like just the UI in general, the user experience in general is all being updated. So you guys will see that change too.
Dude, friend codes means tournaments.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
as soon as you get those, I got you. Like I'm waiting. That's the only thing, man. I love doing tournaments, but a lot of these games do not set up those type of platforms for us to help get eyes on the game and these competitive natures.
Well, you have to do. I mean, the easiest thing to do is leaderboard tournaments. Those are the least intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Which I want to do a lot of those. In fact, I was talking to a guy. Do you know Misfits Gaming or Misfits? They do tournaments, and they have their own esports league.
I feel like I've heard of them before, but when I hear Misfits, I start thinking of the boxing league, the creative boxing league.
Well, they the owner of that company, I've had a lot of chats with him, and he's been so insightful. And he's like, you guys gonna do tournaments and things like that. And we're gonna build. There's a couple companies. There's one called GU Stakes. We met these guys at NFT NYC. They've been building this for like 2 years, where the entire tournament is automated, including giving out the prizes. And eventually we're gonna bring that into WAGMI. We just need to have the APIs they need, which we'll have in October. So at that point, we can probably start to work on that. But even so, my friend over at Misfits Gaming, he's like, believe it or not, the tournaments that get the most traction are the leaderboard ones, because every gamer gets excited about that. They don't feel like the pressure of having to battle another person.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that. I never thought about
people get intimidated. Yeah. Because they look at scores and they're like, okay. I tell that to my team. We do a league in this other game. It's a sports game, 4v4 football, right? Shout out SGG. But like my guys will look at the players we're going against and they're like, oh, they're all 5 stars. And they like get in their head. I'm like, bro, we could beat these guys. Like,
yeah.
And then I see what you mean by like, that's that intimidation factor of actually being able to see the opponent and like knowing like, okay, they have a better advantage than me. But you just got to think in the back of mind, like I could still win. But yeah, I could see how that does that.
Well, it's kind of like when you're playing Call of Duty and you're about to get rolled up on maybe by like 2 guys and you're by yourself. And it's like in your head, you automatically think these guys are going to kill me.
Yeah.
What if they're just trash? Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Like literally your first thought is, oh shit, I'm going to die. And you have to remind yourself, like, oh wait, maybe these guys actually suck, and I can destroy them.
1000%.
And it's hard to, even me, like sometimes, like, oh shit, I'm getting robbed. I start running away, and I got to remind myself, like, dude, if you run away, you're definitely gonna die.
Yeah.
If you just turn around and stick it, your chances of surviving are much higher.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Like you'll have the same situation, and you'll be like, not think because you don't have time to run. And you just turn around. You're like, bang, bang, bang. You're like, oh my god, you guys suck. Like I'm out of here.
Dude,
I've done that so many times.
I was getting rolled up on the other day, and I Hail Married a drill charge, and I stuck the dude right in his face.
Oh man.
And that I haven't stuck anybody in Warzone with a drill charge like far away.
Yeah.
It's not like back in the day when like one of the old, it might have been Black Ops, where you had the tomahawk. And you could enter, and you could literally hum it at a wall, and it would bounce off, and more than likely hit somebody.
Yeah, man.
Or you'd have the ricochet from the sniper rifle, right?
Facts, it bounced right off, bing, bing.
Yeah,
it's like some wanted stuff.
Yeah,
for sure, man. But yeah, I could definitely see the intimidation factor in that, and I mean, just even adding different styles, like even having the leaderboard one, having seasonal ones, having stuff like that. it just gives the community something to do. Like me and Cluster both play Stellar Fantasy. I don't know if you checked that one out yet, but they do a really good job of like, they have this thing called a Season Abyss Invader, and it's like this leaderboard opportunity that you have, and they reward you in Sifty, which is their coin. Well, do they do Sifty anymore? I don't think it is.
They still do. So they do their native token, and then they have
native
their
token,
in-game currencies.
In-game currency, and then you also can get like stuff to help level your guys up, right? And these are just leaderboard tournaments where you don't have to go against somebody. You're going against the same kind of dungeon boss everybody else is, but it gives you the opportunity to think. And it's like,
I like how it's built into the game.
Yeah, I'll make like top 22%, and I'm like happy. And then Cluster's coming like, yeah, I'm like top 5%.
Yeah.
No.
Kiss my ass.
They started doing that in Dokkan battle where they have like a pyramid, and it's like top 1%, top 2 to 5.
It's just like that. How Dokkan battle has those leaderboard ones where you kind of like climb it, and then the top percent gets these huge prizes, and then it trickles down the pyramid. Yeah. Exactly the same thing. And it's like, I think it's like what, top 100, and then after that it's percentages.
Yeah.
And then the top 100, they get crazy prizes. Like top 100, I think number one prize is like $300-400 with of their actual token. Yeah. So it's like, doing these things are proven to work. And that really too, what I noticed,
if WAGMI had that, I'd be stoked, because
oh my God, I
so much.
Dude, they're getting to it. Don't worry. I know it. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something too, Scott. I want to let you know something. Full disclosure, I have been an iPhone user for a very long time. I am going to get an Galaxy Fold 5 because I want to play WAGMI on my phone and not on my computer.
Well, we'll be on iPhone soon.
Really? Well, a lot of also Web3 games are having a hard time getting on the Apple Store too. So it's just like, in order for me to be able to play them, I'm just going to get it out.
Let's talk about that. Okay, because remember, Scott, I was in that Twitter space, the mobile versus computer Twitter space the other day. And
yeah, dude, when they're all talking out of their ass.
Yeah, and they're just like,
I was like, should I go up or should I be nice?
You should have, because
I was DMing Jay Cluster. I'm like, tell these MFers, blah, 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 blah.
Well, and like, I was like, okay, this whole narrative about, getting Web3 games on the app stores is like impossible. Like, it's so tired. Like, people are doing it. So
yeah.
We're already on the app. We're already on Apple.
Exactly. Like, so I'm like, how does the narrative be so different between their idea and reality, right? There's games like WAGMI. You guys are on the app stores. How does that happen?
You wanna know my honest opinion? I think they're just lazy, and they just want an excuse to not have to deal with reality, because that's most people that don't want to take responsibility for the fact that they're just not doing what they should be doing.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, we started building WAGMI as a mobile game about 3 months before Apple even said they were going to allow it. Like we were supposed to launch our beta, and we had a meeting with our community. We're like, hey, listen, guys, we're going to delay this a few months, and we're going to build this for mobile, because the mobile responsive browser just doesn't work. Like it's shit.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the few delays that our community was excited about.
Yeah.
Right. You know what we did?
Because it made sense, though. It's just not to cut you off.
Yeah, no, but you can cut me off, dude. I'm not a snowflake. Big boy. You know what we did? We went on LinkedIn. We found the guy who is the head of the app store for Apple. His name is Spiro. We sent him a message. He sent one back, and then we had a meeting, and then we learned everything we needed to know to go on the app store. Like, people, how did you get on Apple? We just DM the dude on LinkedIn, like an adult.
Yeah.
And then had that meeting.
What I wanted to know.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
All he said to us was, listen, as long as you're not undercutting the Apple App Store, we don't care.
Yeah.
So obviously they get their 30%. Everyone's like, oh, Apple takes 30%. Every game on the Apple Store takes 30%. It's like, that's already, if you didn't already have that 30% built into your plan, you shouldn't be making a mobile game.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not have that built in?
I think Fortnite kind of like messed that whole situation up. Because the whole Fortnite Apple thing was huge, right? They changed their prices. They didn't get up with Apple with it. They started doing stuff, and Apple didn't get their correct cut. And it created this big debacle. And Fortnite to this day is not allowed on the Apple App Store. I feel like a lot of that, like maybe, I'm not speaking for them. This is a hypothesis of maybe it deters them from like, okay, well, if Fortnite can't get on there, then maybe we can. But like, you're hearing it right here, man. And honestly, go ahead.
I mean, with Fortnite, it was probably like an ego thing, right? Like we're Fortnite, like, you're Apple, but we're Fortnite. We can do what we want. Apple literally said, don't undercut us. So if it costs $5 on the Apple store, it better not cost $4 on Android. And it sure as hell better not cost $2 on your website. So as long as whatever we offer is the same across the board, that's all they want.
Yeah.
Literally. And the only reason why the beta right now is Android only, and I have an iPhone, I play on BlueStacks. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I do too.
The only reason why we're not live on iPhone yet is because on Test Flight on iPhone, which is, if you guys don't know this, Test Flight is an app you download on Apple, and that's where you test your games. They don't allow testing real credit card transactions on Test Flight.
Got it.
And right now, as you guys know, we are testing credit card transactions.
Yeah.
And they work, right? Because we're very, like, it's not like we have microtransactions like every other game. And we were on Test Flight and we were testing the microtransactions, like buying the Edalium and the Nefi, and it all worked. But, because we're a Web3 game, we now have to test real credit card transactions because you're getting real NFTs that are on their blockchain that you're trading. So it's a whole new ball game. So until Apple, and I'm sure at some point they will update their Test Flight to be able to do that. But guys, this is the beginning of Web3. So of course they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
But once we're able to push live by the end of the year for our soft launch, we will be on iPhone. Like, we're building both at the same time.
Yeah. Which is great to hear. I love to hear. I'm still switching from iPhone. That was one of the main reasons, but the also other reason is it took them this long to like actually start making universal shit that every other phone can plug into. And it's like, bro, like every year it's like I gotta buy $80 worth of accessories just to use my iPhone to its full potential, or I could just use it at mediocrity. And it's like I got tired of that, and I'm just like, you know what? I like computers anyways. The Androids are kind of built like computers. The Fold is really big. I love playing Stella. That just went to mobile. I love playing WAGMI. It's just not, it's not as fun for me on BlueStacks as it was when I was playing on my phone. I liked it on my phone because I could be on my computer and then like as I'm in between stuff, I'm like, okay, quick game real quick
That's what I do when I'm playing. When I'm playing COD, I have this screen for COD, and on my other screen, I have WAGMI up. So if I'm like waiting for a match, I'm just like doing a battle.
Exactly. So that's like I need that. So it's nice to know. But yeah, Apple's
got an Android device, so I'm weaker than both of you. So
you have both. You have both. So why?
The cool thing about Samsung is you can use Samsung DeX. So I can plug in my phone, and then it just treats my phone like a computer, and I can just use it like BlueStacks. It's just better.
Well,
it doesn't glitch out and do all that weird stuff.
I just have an HDMI cord right to my phone that goes into my
I have one of those too.
Yeah.
So that's how you stream your mobile games, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The mobile game streaming thing for me is hard, dude. Like having to look, like if I could get a live view from my phone, like to the computer, dude, I think it'd be better. But it's like having to touch. Yeah, I know, but it's still like I think it's like the looking down thing, and then I have to look up the chat and then back. I don't know. Maybe I have to try it more.
It depends on the game because like Dokkan Battle, I can literally like play it on my computer, like using my finger because it's not like WAGMI would be hard because I got to find all the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess maybe you can put it higher. I don't know. Not looking down.
We got a bunch of melted faces in the chat. Yeah. I think I gotta have it like right here so I can be like, chat. Just look over it.
There's a lot of good comments. Fish stick, seamless in-game transactions via Google Play. He's done it a few times.
Yeah.
And then Sublight, the whole thing seemed to quickly elevate with the announcement to go mobile. Yep, that was true. And then your boy Panther, where so Apple will allow NFT transactions in game as long as they get their 30%. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of people in Web3, decentralization, screw your 30%, but let us, like, you're paying 30% so that the entire friggin' world can see your game.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, like you want to play ball, you got to pony up. Like,
yeah, it's the same thing with like these platforms. A lot of streamers like complain like, oh, well, they want all this money for it. It's like, well, they're literally, you build the website, you get all of these people, round them up, get them on the website, and have them come to you because they did all of that for you, and this is why you're paying that percentage to them. They set all the hard
They
work
give
up
you
for
that
you.
audience.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
YouTube takes 55%.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I mean, but YouTube also offers you this, they'll push you out to the same people that watch Mr. Beast, that watch Big Dogs TV, that watch all of these huge guys, and they will filter those guys through your content and let them choose between it. And it's like, that's what is there for. Like, if somebody's built a platform that you can just literally plug and play into, you can't complain about the 100%.
It's the same thing with Steam though, too, right? Like, it's not, they don't ask for a cut of the transactions in the game, I don't think, but they still, like, if you're selling a game on Steam, they're still gonna take a cut. I don't remember the percentage, but I think it was close to 30% for each game sale. So it's just a reality, guys. If you're using a public platform, right, like Apple or Google or Steam, or or if you're streaming on Twitch or YouTube, you're not doing all the work. You're not doing all the distribution. So
1,000%. I beg to differ though, Ghost Cat. I feel like Steam is not that they don't like Web3 games. I think they're just being careful with who they actually involve themselves with. Same thing with Apple. Apple's not, I'm pretty sure they're not accepting everybody, right? You got to have your stuff together. Like Scott said, he called in, there's a list of things they had to make sure were in order. They made sure they had those things. They checked off every box. They were prepared. They came in knowing what they wanted, and they knew what they needed to get done, and they executed well, right? I feel like if any company comes to Steam like that, like, I'm going to tell you something, it's business. Business is business, right? You come with a good business plan, people listen. People listen. If it makes sense, they listen. You got to make the sense make sense. But if you come in like, oh, we're half-assed here, but we're trying to get with you guys who have all your shit together, or for the most part, right? They're not going to listen. They're not. They're just not.
Well, and then also too in Web3, a lot of these companies like, we have 5 games, we have 10 games. It's like, bro, I know what it's taking to build one game, right? You think you have 10? Like,
yeah, it's insane. People can think like the management of that is easy.
A lot of these games are they're just not good. I hate to sound like a douchebag, but like, speaking as a gamer, I've played a lot of games. I'm like, this game is not good.
I found the same.
Cool, but it is not good.
Back to that Twitter space the other day. I was like, there's no real representation of like mobile gaming on this panel right now. And they're like, well, actually there is, because we build mobile games. And I was like, oh, really? I looked at their website and I was like, I'm not going to throw shade right now, but I would not play any of these games.
Like, just because you hired some guy on Fiverr and paid 15 grand and they gave you a copy of Temple Run with your characters doesn't mean you make mobile games.
As simple as that. Hey, listen, man, we keep it real over here, and it's the truth, bro. Like, literally, I'm not gonna disclose what Discord this was in, but I had a nice talk with a game about restarts and their game, and one of the mods tried to tell me, like, basically, like, this is a normal thing. Like, pre-alpha for 2 years is a normal thing. Games do this all the time. And resets happen and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, dude, this is not normal. Like, you need to think about it. Let's really break it down, right? If we go back to how games were pre-released prior to Web3, prior to a lot of this stuff, you can name a very small percentage of games that might have came out maybe a year or two prior and you were able to play them. Grounded, Fortnite, yes, there's a few. But if you look at the general consensus of everything, we're not going to take these small little bit of, exceptions and make it the generalization of everything. No, those games were like that. They did well because of the way they did it, but doesn't mean you'll get the same thing, right? Majority of the games were, hey, all right, we got a game coming out. We build anticipation. We show you things. We give you a little bit at a time. A month before the game comes out, if you pre-sale buy the game, you get a chance to test it real quick. This is the way we stress test things, get our information back, fix things before the actual real official release, and then we release. That whole process has been killed, and it's just like, oh no, we could just release. All right, the game is good enough for people to play, so we're just gonna half-ass release
the
it.
whole live service model phenomenon that came out,
it's trash.
Right? So,
it's trash.
So,
back in the day,
that's where the inexperience comes from.
Yeah.
On our core team, we hired a company to build WAGMI, right? That builds games. No one on our core team ever released a game before. So that's why in January, we started looking for guys that have released games. That's why we got Brent. That's why we got Esteban. That's why we got Bruce. That's why we got about 4 or 5 other guys that have worked at EA, Respawn, Bungie, and all these have released big titles. And I now know a lot about how you release a game. Like, when you want to mass release a game, you start in countries like India, right? And you shove it out as much as you can and see how many people want to play it. And you use that to try to break the game so that by the time you take it to like a Canada and a US, it's ready to go. Like, it's just the way it's done.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have a plan for release, and you see that in Web3, like you just said, Apollo, they just throw the game out, like, play it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, no. And then you want to reset me. It's like, play it, grind it. And then in 2 months, we're just going to take all your progress. But guess what? You can keep your pretty little skins. I'm like, bro, the skins don't help me in the game. They're just cosmetic. So it's like, you're like, you're literally taking away all my hard work. You're like, man, it's like you write out this huge equation on this chalkboard, right?
Anybody in this room,
the janitor just comes and wipes it.
About.
Oh, I mean, they couldn't know any game I'm talking about. It might sound like I'm, but who knows, right? I'm just saying, bro, it's real. It's real. It is what it is, man. Like, people, gamers. All right, listen. If the game's original aspect of the game was restarting your progress because that's how the game is built, i.e. Rust, then yes, that's okay. And people actually have an opportunity to choose. Hey, I want my shit to restart every week. I want my shit to restart every 2 weeks. I want my shit to restart every month, or I'll buy my own server and it will never restart. And that was that model from the beginning. But you can't come in and tell me, hey, this is an RPG game. This is a game where you're going to be grinding the shit out of, but we're going to reset you until we feel like the game's okay. And it's like, no, just don't put out the game. Have testers. Pay those guys, or have those guys that want to do that, test the game out. But you can't release it to the public and expect them to just be like, we're going to chill. We're going to chill.
I'm actually streaming that game tonight at 11.
Hey, well,
I mean, bro,
you know what?
I still love the game. I just want them to stop restarting.
I think there's only like 2 left.
There's only 1 reset left, and it's happening very soon.
Okay. Well, that's cool, but it's just like, I'm okay with them progressing,
well, that's
right?
why I was
shitting on them.
I was grinding a lot, and me and Cluster have played together, and I stopped making content because, like, Apollo, like, just like you, I don't have the time to grind and then have it taken away.
Yeah.
So as soon as I know it's not going to be taken away, then I'll grind.
For sure. And I'll come back. I love the game.
I enjoy playing.
For sure. Like, me and Cluster put in hours. Like, he was trying for so long to get me in. I finally got in. I got over it. You know what I mean? I got in, went through the long ass tutorial a few times, right? And we grinded it out. And I'm like, I love this game. And it was just like, okay, we're gonna reach this. Like, come on, bro. Like, why do you have to do this to me? Like, I actually like the game. It's not shitting on the game. It's more of like, guys, and especially these gaming companies, you got to watch who you guys have moderators, man. Moderators, they pump a lot of BS that's not really what you guys align yourself with. So sometimes you might just want to kind of check your moderators and make sure the information that they're giving out to other people is actually valid information. Because
I had to fight with moderators for that game. Literally, when I worked for them, I was like, literally being like, this moderator is power tripping, and I had to call them on their BS like a couple times. So
it's not the only Discord I've had that problem in. I've had this problem in multiple Discords where it's like these OP mods that are like,
I have this feeling that WAGMI's Discord is probably really well
Maybe I should go in there. I'm gonna go do my audit on the WAGMI Discord. The King
You're
of
a pretty
Power
good
audit.
Discord.
I'm gonna start doing that. Maybe I should start doing videos of Discord audits on Web3 Discords and just see like, are you guys mods on point? Are you guys doing what you're supposed to do? How responsive are you? Maybe I'll start that series, man.
I'm
'Cause-
barely in the Discord. I tried.
Yeah.
I'm literally pulled in so many directions, and I have Discord up on my screen, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I should probably go in there and say what's up. It's just
Yeah.
it's so hard.
hard.
Like I'm really good on Twitter, and anybody here in the WAGMI that's from WAGMI that's in the chat right now, like I
Yeah.
am really good at responding on Twitter. So I kind of I'm just picking my battles. You want to talk
Yeah.
to me, if you tag me in Discord, I might see it. If you tag me on Twitter, I'll probably do a GIF or respond to you immediately.
Yeah. But your community is so attentive to everything you guys do. It's like you have all mods.
I feel like
Yeah, a community of mods.
Yeah, literally.
I think we've just been really, really lucky because from the very beginning, and Fish Sticks, Scott has excellent customer service. Thanks, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, Fish Sticks. I think you DM'd me like 3 times this week about different things, and I got back to you right away. In the beginning, just like any social media, it's slow. And in Web3, when things are slow, that's when the bullshit starts to come out. That's when the hype starts to come out. That's when all these false promises start to come out. And we just, we really made sure that we didn't do any of that. I mean, we knew about the reality TV show since March. And we literally said nothing about it until a month before it was going to air. Right. And that was hard because, again, it's Web3 and we're watching everybody else hype, all this stuff. I'm like, well, we have hype, but we can't say anything because we don't want to get our community all pumped up for something that's going to happen in 6 months.
Yeah. So
I've been burned by that, man, a few times where like a project will hype up some stuff and you get super excited. You buy a bunch of assets or something, being like, oh, like something exciting is happening and the community is really active. So I'm going to like ape into this project and then nothing. Crickets,
Exactly.
Fizzles.
I mean, I used to cover when I was covering, say, Tomer all the time. They were like, we're this. And honestly, that's why I shut all that down.
Yeah.
And when I found WAGMI, I just shut all that down. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being lied to by devs. And I'm tired of I'm like, why am I trying to figure out a reason why they fucked up?
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to dig my hands into something that I own and that I am a founder of. And then that way at least I know if I say, hey, something is coming, I know for a fact that it is in fact coming.
Exactly. Well, I wish I found you guys before I found Guild of Guardians, but
Yeah, so what
that's what it is.
Guild of Guardians?
I don't know. I know I spent like $300-400 on NFTs and they went to shit. And I mean like shit. I mean like $20 for all of them. And I literally lost my mind when I went in there, and I literally have like immutable X PTSD right now. Like,
oh my God.
I don't even go on there. I have so many GU cards.
So
I have DC comics on there. I don't even look at them. They could all be the shit right now. I wouldn't know.
So you're telling me when Guild of Guardians said they had 100,000 downloads, they weren't telling the truth?
I don't know. I've never downloaded. Like I downloaded the pre-alpha. All of this shit dropped. I think a big thing is they did have a lot of their company in Ukraine when the war first started. And when they first got bombed, one of the places I think that got bombed was actually one of their production studios or whatever. I think that on top of just the Web3 going into the bear market just really hit them hard and they couldn't really handle it. Because it just all went to shit. Bear market hit, it went down. I mean, I think I paid almost 60 a character, and they're down to probably $5. Yeah, they're probably down $5 a character. So yeah, I really got burnt. That was the first mobile game I tried to jump into as far as Web3. I was watching a GU.
But why would a character cost that much? Literally our characters cost even our founders mint. you're literally it's $6 a character. Like,
Yeah.
why should a character cost $60?
It was resale too, though. So I think the original price wasn't that high. That was like resale market value. I missed the actual initial mint. I kind of got in. It was a guy I was watching on GU, and he when I was playing Gods Unchained, and it was it was part of the whole ecosystem of Immutable. So he was kind of pumping that. I went. I'm not going to disclose the content creator, but I went over there. I bought in based off of like his research and my little bit of research I did, and yeah, I got burnt. That was my first project I got really burnt on, and yeah, so
I mean,
I was standoffish for a bit on mobile games.
Nobody can tell the future, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I really believe what we have here with WAGMI is I truly think that we will be the game that bridges Web 2 and Web 3. And I think you've heard me say this, Jay Cluster, like literally year and a half ago when we first started, reaching out to, VCs and we tried to get funded, which by the way, we're still bootstrapped. We've raised money obviously through like our Genesis NFTs and our comic, but dude, like VCs would literally say to us, "Oh, you guys gonna change your name? WAGMI sounds dumb."
Yeah.
Like, no,
Screw you.
this is what we're embracing.
Yeah.
And now the narrative has switched where people are almost like, oh, like WAGMI, like maybe we all might make it. Like they're paving the road, right? So now it's like this thing that was kind of laughed at has now become it's almost like a beautiful story, right? Where hopefully we are the game that bridges the gap. And then 10 years from now, when you're looking in the history books, you're like, oh, it was WAGMI Games was the breakout game that, showed NFTs to the world. And it's just poetic, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Ninja Turtles. And, the guy who shopped the IP for Ninja Turtles just got laughed out of every toy company he went to.
Everyone. And then they were the laughing stocks after.
Yeah, dude.
You have to watch it. It's a documentary. Did you watch the same one?
Yeah, on the Toys That Made Us.
Yeah, Toys That Made Us. If you haven't, check that out.
All those episodes. I literally watched those episodes to get like inspiration to do this.
I was about to say that. Dad, if you watch them and you're building something, it's super motivational because it just shows you like a majority of the people who have really great ideas get turned down by what we would so-called say are the best innovators, are the best peoples in these spaces, the best companies in these spaces. They go to them and they're like, nah, that's a stupid idea. And then 10 months later, they're actually making a product that mimics that product because they went and took it somewhere else and it actually popped off. So don't ever be afraid to be you, do you. That's like my main thing. I was telling a bunch of my creator homies the other day, I was like, do content that make you happy. Fuck everybody else, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, if you're doing content to make other people happy, you'll never be happy. And your content will never be great to the potential that it could be. Right. Yeah. So just do what you want, man, and live by what you want to do. Like, don't let people tell you like, because people will kill your dream. A lot of people's dreams get killed by other people. And it's like, oh no, that won't work. And then people are like, well, maybe they're right. And it's like, nah, they just are afraid to do what you want to do. So they don't want you to do it. So you got to do it.
I'll tell you a funny story. So you guys know I have a Camaro that I built, right?
Dope.
And so the engine blew not this December, last December. I just threw a lifter, fucked it all up. So I'm like, okay, well now I'm just gonna go big because it was already pushing 600 horsepower, naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want new engine, supercharger, rebuilt transmission. Now it's like 1,200 horsepower. It's insane. But anyways, the point of the story is one of my friends. He's like, dude, you can afford a supercar. Why don't you get rid of that Camaro and get like a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lambo, And I was like, because I don't fucking like those cars. Like, I would love to have one, but like, I don't care. It's not what I'm into.
American muscle, baby.
I love my Camaro, and because a lot of people say, oh, it's like a white trash dude car. I'm like, well, then I'm white trash because I fucking love my Camaro. I've had a Camaro since I was 16. My first car was an 84. That my dad helped me rebuild, and my brother had an 88, and we did Camaro shit. That's how we bonded. Like, there's a reason why I really love this car and the culture. But now, fast forward a year later, he's selling his Ferrari and he's selling some other shit because he's like, I'm just trying to reduce expenses. I'm like, because he had a Challenger that he loved, and he got rid of it and then got the Ferrari. And I was like, bro, like you literally could have still had the car you really liked, but you thought you needed the Ferrari because status, which I understand. Like, you can like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini is almost like an NFT in real life because you
Yeah.
need it to get into like
certain
events.
places. Yeah.
So like if I ever got one, it would be mainly for that because I don't know if you know, like just to change a clutch on a Ferrari is like 12 grand.
Yeah,
They get the
exactly.
whole car apart.
Mhm.
Like these cars are expensive to
Yeah.
maintain.
Dude, I would literally buy 10 Mustangs before I buy a Ferrari, bro. I would literally just go like years. Like, give me a
Yeah, just, like,
71, give me a 80, give me a box.
Shelby,
Give me a
Rouse,
Shelby.
Mach
Yeah, give me all
1,
of that. Yeah. And then when you look at it too,
Eleanor.
I don't know, did you watch the Mr. Beast video, $1 car to $10 million car or something like that?
No.
And they had like a freaking track like full of like $1 million cars, and then you just see like supercar Mustang sitting right there with all of them. And I'm like, that just shows you that all these $1 million cars really aren't shit, because if they cost the same as this car, which is a domestic car, right? That's made with like almost regular parts and a few performance parts versus these one that have like super performance parts, right? It's like, bro, you're just paying for that name, man. Like, just paying for that name. Be yourself. That's the message of the day, man. Be you, because you're gonna make it just like WAGMI.
I hear but if I ever did get a car that wasn't a muscle car like a American muscle, I would get a GTR.
I could see that. I think it's the closest thing and the closest in between.
Yeah.
It's the closest in between because it has that power, but it's also just like a more sleek and like quieter car too as well.
Yeah, like
I like
could
big
probably
pipes.
take that car around corners where my car, I'm like,
Oh, no.
quarter, slow it down.
Slow it down, buddy. We don't want to tip this thing here. Yeah,
I'm gonna be super authentic and tell you guys that one of my favorite cars is definitely an Austin Mini.
Word? Like the Mini Coopers?
Yeah, those Mini Coopers.
No,
man.
you know what? You want to know?
year.
Yeah, you know what's real though? My audio engineering teacher drove a Journeyman, Mini Cooper Journeyman. And I honestly did not know they made Mini Coopers that big. And I actually kind of fell in love with that car. Like if I bought like a Mini Cooper or something, it would be the Journeyman because it's huge. Like I got inside and I'm like, what the heck? Like he's like, yeah, bro, it looks small on the outside, but they've gutted so much on the inside so that you can have so much space. And I'm like, I never thought Mini Coopers were this big, and it was beautiful. He said that 93 RX-7. Woo, trying to go hard. So
my wife had an RX-7 once.
You got to go to Japan and get them, man. You got to go in Japan and get some of these cars, dude. Like, if you got the money, just go over there. Get them JDMs, man.
Well,
it's called a Skyline or something.
Yeah, Skyline's a big one over there. It's really hard to find a good, solid one.
There's a Skyline in my town. It's white, and it's imported because it has the steering wheel on the right. It's beautiful. Can't get fast food, but you can.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that.
I actually, when I was 18, me and my friend were messing around, and I went through the Wendy's drive-through backwards, and the guy was so pissed. And I'm like, what are you mad about, dude? Like, I just went backwards. Like, is this really messing up your day that much?
Yeah, like it doesn't even affect you, bro. Like if I crash, I crash.
Yeah, like
he acts like the building's his house or something. Like, man, you gonna mess up my walls, bro?
Yeah. I used to go to that Wendy's and always just do stupid stuff.
Yeah, facts. Gotta love it.
All right,
man.
guys. All right. So this is now officially a car talk show. This is what in the
there's cars in the metaverse.
Facts. What in the muscle? Nah, just what in the sexy cars.
Yeah.
But
there are cars in the metaverse.
That's what happens when you get Scott on. He's such a homie. We just chill, man. It's just a hangout session for real.
I like to hang out.
He's updating us, updating the community on a beautiful wagon, man. We get to hang out and just talk. And we got you talking about cars, which is something that we could, like, I've never had a conversation with you about. So
yeah, I actually posted a photo last night because I cleaned the interior because I went to a car show this morning, like down the road, Cars and Coffee. And then Big Dreams Crypto was like, "You're into cars? We got to talk." And I was like, "Oh, I must not have." I mean, I've been so busy. I haven't posted really in my personal life shit on my Twitter in so long.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally in this chair all day. Like I have nothing to post unless I make that shit up.
I feel it. I feel it all the way, bro. You gotta go outside.
The only time I'm not in this chair is if I'm eating, going to the bathroom, or I go to the gym for an hour, and I'm right back in here.
You're like living the founder life and also the content creator life. That's a lot.
Yeah, there's Jane.
There it is.
Yeah, she's so sexy.
Wow, that's a nice interior. That looks like you're supposed to take your shoes off before you get in. It's got the little shoecase things.
If you look closely, the only things on there that's not stock is the shift knob, the air fuel ratio and boost gauge on the left pillar, and then my wife got me the door sill, the chrome door sill.
Yeah, I'm pulling that back up.
Yeah, my wife got me that. That was one of the first gifts she ever got me.
That's lit, dude.
2010.
Yeah, she's sexy. My brother had one. It looked like a freaking, like the one on Transformers, all black.
Yeah.
And he had the Transformer logo on it and everything. Super dope.
Yeah, well, that's why I got that car, because that's when Transformers came out, and I was like, I need to get this car. It's so freaking cool. First car I ever owned with working AC and heat at the same time. It was really nice.
Yeah, that's a blessing to have both of those at the same time,
especially when you live in Boston.
Yeah. So we're gonna reel it back in really quick. I want to ask you a question, and we usually ask this like when we're out and doing interviews, like IRL, but kind of want to start bringing it in here to like the people we aren't meeting IRL and just kind of get a consensus. Maybe we'll make a big video with all the answers one day, but. Big question me and Cluster like to know is if there's one thing in Web3 where you could kind of like just snap your fingers and get rid of immediately, like just silence it, like Thanos snap it right out of existence, what would it be? Like, what's that one thing? And
I would just
say two if it's really hard to pick one.
I would immediately just get rid of BitBoy. I would just be like, gone.
No, stop it.
Peace out.
Something that's not a creator, all right? It's something that's not a creator. How about that? Spicy man he is.
He's my age, dude. Like, the guy has got some issues. What would I do? What would I get rid of? That's a good question.
I mean, mine's is more gas fees and tribalism. And I hear that a lot from other people too. But like, yeah, the tribalism of Web3 is like, I feel like it deters a lot of people. Like the whole, like, even the Web3 saying, like, layers, like gamers never care. Like you can't ask one gamer to be like, hey, what layer was Madden on? What layer was Zelda on? What layer was this on? They're gonna be like, huh? And like nobody knew what layers were until Web3 came around. And it was like, oh, okay, that's what that was. Okay. But they never care. So like that's one of the things I kind of hate about it. I feel like it puts that division there.
You know, I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this, but I would like to get rid of meme coins.
I mean, they have their pros and their cons. Yeah, they have their pros and their cons. Like a lot of people have made a lot of good money off of them, and I'm all for people like making money and like communities working together to help everybody earn. But in the same token, they do bring a lot of bad taste to a lot of people's mouths, and it doesn't help with the, like, I'm not a huge crypto head, right? But it doesn't help with the authenticity of the actual space as a whole.
Okay, so how many people have meme coins made rich versus how many people have meme coins wrecked?
Well, that's the thing with meme coins, and only in order for a select few to get rich, a lot have to get wrecked.
Yeah.
So let me start off by saying I got into crypto from meme coins, right? Shiba Inu was my first meme coin. I got in before the first pump, and I did very well, and it piqued my interest, and that's why I'm here. So it might sound weird for me to say I'd get rid of meme coins, but especially what I've noticed in the bear market is you're literally just seeing money transfer, this in a circle. From meme coin to meme coin to meme coin. And I've literally seen people sell on the WAGMI chart to chase a meme coin and then literally get wrecked. And it's sad to see. And like, we don't care if you sell WAGMI. Like, take profits. That's the whole point of investing, right? But it's so sad to see when somebody sells out of a position, whether it's WAGMI or another token, to chase a meme coin because all these influencers start, pumping it up, and then they immediately become exit liquidity. Also, people who are getting into crypto, they don't understand what liquidity is. So they're like, oh my God, Pepe's at a $1.3 million, market cap, and, I'm a millionaire. It's like, try selling it. See how much you actually get out of that.
Yeah.
But it gives this false sense of wealth as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, especially in the bear market, because people are so impatient, meme coins are distracting people from putting their money in places where they could actually create huge wealth in the next bull run.
Right.
Don't get me
Okay.
wrong. I mean, like you said, Apollo, you can make a lot of money on meme coins, but they're Ponzi pyramid schemes. Yes, you can make money, but you're only making money because people say all the time, like, "Whoa, a lot of people made money off meme coins, so it's good."
Yeah.
Okay, what about all the people who got wrecked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, go talk to everybody who ever invested in a token that BitBoy shilled,
Yeah.
right? That got absolutely friggin' annihilated, and then he
I knew
deletes
this
the
was
video,
coming.
deletes the tweet, right? Like,
Scott.
people just
Well,
get wrecked chasing
he's
these
got a
projects.
point,
And
man.
what
I
it
know.
does-
I know. He does.
What it
Bitboy's track record is probably like the worst in the entire crypto space.
I
Yeah.
mean, he literally had his video pushing PAMP token, and he's like, "This token will pump. I mean, pimp, and it's gonna keep going up," or whatever he said. And then
Yeah.
it went, died.
Yeah, I could never get on the wave of the meme coins. I mean, I'm not a huge crypto head. Like, I think me and you've talked about this before too, as well. Like, I'm not really big on the crypto, but I do understand. Like, and I feel like too, like, I feel like a lot of the creators, like, it's a lot of creators in this space that like deal with the meme coins and stuff, and like they indirectly promote it and directly promote it, right? So I feel like too, it is like on some of the creators to kind of like actually understand the authenticity of certain things and like not just take a dollar. That's another thing too. Like, yo, creators, let me tell you something right now, bro. Realize this and realize this now. Your no is more powerful than your yes.
Yeah.
And the moment you realize that, it'll be the moment that you take a value in yourself and everything you do, you'll be okay with. Because I got to a point where I was like, well, they're giving me $200, I'll do it. Well, they're giving me this, I'll do it. But at the end of the day, when you get down the line a year later and that company's shit, and like you got all these people to invest in it because you just wanted to take a dollar and you didn't want to really think about like, well, is this really a great move for me and my community? And I want to get behind this, right? And just say no, because saying no, like literally, it's like literally you're taking control of what you want to do, right? So just realize that,
Right.
man.
No,
Your no is way better than your yes.
You absolutely nailed it. And I think that in this like right now, the more that we glorify meme tokens with no utility and we just talk about community, like think of the message that sends to people who know nothing about crypto.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Well, it sounds like a cult.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds
100%.
horrible to people. In fact, on the first episode that we were on, episode 2 of the Next Crypto Gem, we had to explain Bitcoin and blockchain and Web3 and NFTs to no-coiners, people who don't understand crypto. And I'll tell you what, like we got to see all their reactions. You guys just saw a select few, obviously, because of editing. They're mostly still terrified of crypto.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Why is a doggy token worth all this money? Like, what does it even do? Like they don't understand it. We understand it. We understand it's a vehicle to get rich quick if you get in early.
Yeah.
Right? Like literally. So, but a lot of people have to get wrecked for you to get rich, period. And it's just the way it is. So
it's the same thing in stocks too.
Yeah. So that's why when I found gaming and I found WAGMI and I saw the connection between NFTs and like our token is actually a utility token in our game that you will use it for a specific reason. That's when things started to make sense. And that's why we won that challenge, because we just explained to people, oh, you spend money on your phone, on your games. Well, you don't own any of that stuff, but on our game, you do. And you can sell it or trade it with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Imagine this whole time we were buying shit that wasn't ours.
Yeah. Well,
we were renting.
What Web2 is all about.
It's a big rental. It's a big rental company. So hey, rent these skins till we want them back from you.
Yeah. Man.
Okay, so just one point with the skins thing. I used to be big into League of Legends.
You still are.
Chapped.
I saw you playing last night.
Yeah, I played last night for an hour or two, whatever. Get over it. just getting back into it a little bit, but I'm so chapped because I bought like 5 Teemo skins and I have 0 on my account. I don't know
What?
how those mother truckers managed to actually lose my skins, but like I only had 2 accounts. I don't have any Teemo skins on either of my accounts.
What? So is it
So
like a
like
reset thing, or is it just like they're just not there?
it just drives me nuts
You know,
because
that's actually a good point you brought up, Jay Cluster, because I don't know if it happened to you, but it happened to a bunch of people in our community where if you logged in with your email instead of using the Google button, it actually it didn't create a wallet. And so then when people logged in, they lost their original account. But because it's on the blockchain, we were able to go to their original account and then move all the assets over.
Migrate everything over, yeah.
So
And
you
I
don't have to
actually
prove-
seen that. I've seen that happen live in action when me and Scott were doing a BR.
Oh yeah, it
So
happened.
I can say for sure. And he did it like this, literally. It was so quick.
That's awesome.
He's like,
happened
can
to
you migrate
Pygo.
this stuff for me? He was like, boom, 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 done. And Scott was like, thanks. And I was literally like in the span of like maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is a proven fact that they can do that. And that's lit. That's lit, man. I love everything you guys do, man. I honestly, definitely one of the companies when I talk about, it's like one of the most got your shit together companies, in my opinion, just to be frank, right? You guys make big moves, you execute, you follow through, you have a great community, and then you're running the helm, bro. Just screaming WAGMI Summer the whole time, man. I did an impression. I gotta find the clip. I did a WAGMI Summer impression. I don't think I could do it that good now because you're here, but I did. I gotta find a clip and send it to you. I tried to do my best Scott Boston accent WAGMI Summer.
WAGMI
was-
Summer, baby. Let's
Yeah.
go.
But you guys are freaking killing it, man. And it's always a pleasure to have you on. I don't know if Cluster has any closing words or you have any closing words, but I just want to say thank you again for coming on and everybody who was here. We had like almost 40. I think we touched like 40 around all platforms. So appreciate that. I try to look around. When you guys see me doing this a lot, I'm looking where everybody is and just making sure everything is good. But thank you, Scott, man. Like, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, man, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Yes,
Appreciate
get your
that,
founders
guys.
pack. Here, I'm going to drop the link one more time. Cluster, you could do your rapping comments. I'm going to shut my mouth now.
Yeah,
I'll talk too
30%
fucking much.
off on this link that Apollo's dropping.
Ooh,
Up in,
super exclusive.
I'll chat.
I'm actually gonna get me a founders pack after we get off here and try and figure. I won a contest with a prize pool, like a $1,200 prize pool. There's 5 winners, so I'm like, that's a WAGMI pack right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gonna get up out of here. I actually just realized that I have a league game to play. So that's the person I'm supposed to play in the chat right now. Hey, Bo, yeah, I gotta go. So appreciate
Get a
you
founders
guys.
pack. Check
Get
out
your founders
my
pack.
next crypto gem.
Yes. And check out Cluster's new video on Stellar Fantasy. He just dropped. Also,
wow.
go check him out. J Cluster on YouTube, man. And we'll check you guys later. Love you guys. Scott, you got anything to say to the people before we go?
Hey, just have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you again soon.
All right, man.